Let's see, we're making all-time highs here on the US 100, which translates to all-time highs here in the NASDAQ. And whenever we're in a situation like this, again, it's always like, are we going to continue extending up forward? How far are we going to be extending? So you see that we had this bearish breaker formed here. It'll be referenced until 9:15. And notice how after 9 o'clock, we traded above it, treated it as support. Look at that wick, and expanded up higher. Ideally, we'd like to see higher price action, as we are in all-time high, so we are in an extreme buy program. So the breaker block for me was right here. This little small piece of price action. That high, higher low. They didn't close below the external range low here, so I would consider that still within its range. So I'll get the composition of that for this 15-unit cycle. Price balance this high to this low, and this low to this high was met with sell side, then buy side delivery. So this area is balanced, but it's also, in my eyes, a breaker block, right? So you take the lowest point, right, which is like from this high to this low. So we'll take that. Okay, that's our actual true big breaker block. Then we'll do projections, and then we'll press hit OK. You'll see that 2 standard deviations was met here yesterday very nicely, almost calling the high of the day. And now this breaker can still be referred until 11:30 today. So I'm going in there with my standard deviations and seeing how else further we can go with this, right? So we'll see that the next third standard deviation is right here. Okay, so that's a level that we could be seeing price head up towards before 11:30. Okay, we want to see these levels get reached for at 11:30. Perfect, you may say. Now, how would you interpret that on CFDs? Because remember, we're looking at the breaker. I'm sorry, we're looking at the futures market. But now for CFDs, it's a different story, right? So for CFDs, we have the same similar structure here in place. So this was our breaker right here, and we'll move our standard deviations accordingly. You see that on CFDs too. 23,851.7. Okay, we breached a little bit above it. That's good. And closed just below it. Now, how much further would be the next level? It's 948.2. So far we can go for the third standard deviation. So I'm going to go ahead and disable the weekly analysis and enable the daily analysis. What do we see here? We don't see any projections. We see a bunch of what they would consider type 2 dealing ranges or relative strength ranges, meaning that it's one of the strongest inceptions of price expansions, where price literally made a failure swing not once here on this lower time frame, but twice on this higher time frame, 60-unit cycle. So if it's doing it on 16-unit and 15-unit, this to me indicates strength, that we're going to be heading up there somewhere very quickly. So not bad, right? We got this one, and we got 2. But as long as when price tends to reverse back and refers back to these type 2 dealing ranges, they're easy targets for when they come back down. So just something to keep note of, right? So it's 9:15 now. Sorry about that. So now, seeing this small piece of price action that has been balanced, we have the composition here of a high to low, higher low, lower high. Now, because this high didn't break the external range structure of this, I interpret this as it's still contained from within, so this little small piece of price action would be relevant until 9:30. Okay? And the idea is that this structure that's in place, that's going to be in place in the future, will be referring back to this balanced price action so that it can continue up its expansion to break through the external range liquidity that's rested above this buy side liquidity pool. Okay, so that's why it's all must occur before the end of this time cycle, ideally, right? So it's a framework. So so on the previous cycle, we saw that at 845, right? We had this bearish breaker. Where is the true bearish block? Right here, right? Because this was the inception of the move that created a new higher high before it was brought back down to create this internal range leg, swing low, if you will. Right? And it's internal because it didn't expand below 830's low. Okay? So with this, because of this, we had a small breaker form, a small bearish breaker. So, but we're bullish, right? So if we have somewhere to be at, right? We saw two, not one, but two price legs that is, in a way, it kind of could be interpreted as like strong price act moves, right? 'Cause they're failure swings. They're not looking to take any more sell side. When price returned down here and expanded up higher, that immediately became an bearish to an inverse bearish breaker. So I want to be treating this as a discount array in order to take prices going up where? Higher, to meet the third standard deviation high. So in that range, when they came back down here again, and you get a 75 or at the 100 level, you can get at the upper quadrant of it. So you set a stop loss up till here, to the low of the breaker. And look at that, 3 handles. Aiming for where? Up here. Right? And now the objectives are changing. Now we have this little small form of balanced price action. And we're going to see if that will take us to go up higher. Okay? So this would have been an insane stop, 3 handles. So imagine something like that. You risk 1 full contract. You don't even have to worry about an actual, worry about your solids. You'll get tapped once, left. This would have been scary. You would have been at break even already because it's a scalp. Because we were finishing up that 15-minute cycle as well, right here. So as soon as it tapped 915, break even immediately. Boom, you're protected. And look, it's expanding up higher. Now just by looking at this very quickly, I will see this entry as a form of OTE. Yep, something like that. Look at that reaction at the 705 level. Immediate price swing up, going upwards. Why? Because this balanced price range is stacked on top of this balanced price range as well. So there's 2 swing lows here stacked together. We have somewhere to be. We're creating new highs, we're in new high territory. Of course, this will be a nice spot to enter at OTE. And you've seen me do that trade before, live. So I just seen it again here. Okay. One of them trades right here, 6 handles. Did we match the profit objective? Yes, we did. We did it on CFDs, and now we're going to see if futures does the same. Look at how that standard deviation was used as support there. Traded up. The body's here, telling a story. This is the part where I don't want to get in the way of this. There's a lot of emotions resting up here. Just think about it as new highs. It'll be the best interest of both parties for it to go up higher to continue that expansion, or we've topped and now we're going to go down lower. Since I don't like predicting the call of the swing higher or swing low, we can already project towards it. I don't want to claim that this is it. You know? I'll play with whatever it's given to me. And I'll adapt. Sometimes the best portion is to just let it rest, like let it be. Come back at 9:45 when you'll get a brand new structure, and then see how you'll go move on from there. But from what I'm seeing right now at this time, is that we made a low to high, lower low, higher high. So that's one of those like this. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but this is what I will be referring to. And it's stacked up again with this lower swing. So I'm interested in seeing this act as an OT entry again in the future and seeing if that will probably take us higher up. Okay, but we have to be contained in the next 4 minutes because this is a little bit ahead of ourselves. Now, what I don't like about this trade, the way that it's being presented, is that we have already referred to the 705 level before the new time cycle even began. So I'm looking to see if that swing low will remain protected. Okay, no, it didn't. So that would have been a no-no on the trade. So again, we were looking at initially for it to react up to 705 level, but seeing that it had already referred to it before the new unit cycle even began, that was kind of giving me this confidence that it will want to continue to go up higher using that level. So what's the next level that we can refer to? The old low. Why the old low? Because it's stacked on top of another failure swing low that is also balanced in terms of price range from this high to low, from this low to high. Sell side delivery was met with buy side delivery. This area has been balanced, but it's also in the form of a failure swing. So coming back down to it, I would like to see it respected. In what way? Tapping under the old low here in the form of turtle soup. Seeing if it'll go up. So far I've given you 3 entries, right? We had that inverse breaker, we had that OTE entry coming back down, and we had the turtle soup entry now. It's all aiming up for higher prices. Look to see if it'll expand up higher to meet this external range using the bodies. We have already met our third standard deviation objective. 705 has been traded to. Old low has been traded to. I mean, what else? We could refer back to these, since there's nothing else much more higher except for another standard deviation. But I don't know, with this jitteriness in price, that's kind of like what's making me eye this idea that perhaps we're going to be heading down lower to CME open. We'll see. But again, I don't want to be going up against this higher time frame. Because look, we have another turtle soup that can happen right here. So all these ideas, I mean, I've been giving you, have they been like, holding on for the long term? They've been just really like scalps. They've been just go up here, down here, go up here, go down here. Like this is what I'm striving for. This is what I'm striving for. To be able to read the market as such, to be able to be confident in that we can trust a move like this. Going up and down, creating the whatever session we're on. But at the same time, we're in here to make money and protect our capital. So we have as many, although we have a lot of ideas on how to get in and out. Which ones are going to be the best ones for us to just take to be able to make our bread and just leave? We don't have to be here. Okay, so what am I also looking at here? We've created a brand new high, never been explored before. We also have some sell stops here. If we're going to continue this expansion to keep going to create new higher highs, we're going to refer back to this old sell side liquidity pool. Okay. On top of that, we're not seeing the other indices tap this low, are we? So that's a form of SMT. Okay. Price is going to tap down here to this low, make its little low, expand higher, possibly create the displacement that we need, and then we can get on an order block down here below that, and then continue that buy program aggressively high. Okay, that's the entry that we've been looking for as well. But it's all a matter of if the market will give us a swing low to play off of. If not, I mean, there's also this. This will also get in the way. That bearish breaker, this type 2 dealing range, right? And then we also, we're stuck in massive dealing ranges right now, creating new lows. If we're going to start heading down lower, we have the Tuesday PM sell side liquidity from yesterday. So we could even see these levels be referred to and act as one's support, right? Not once act as resistance, kind of refer back to and act as a reclaimed premium array, old high. Alrighty, so that was one idea that didn't pan out. No worries. All right, y'all. So let's see. So it's been having a tough time reaching down to that sell side. I would have preferred to have seen it reach down there before lunch, But seeing that it might take a little bit while longer, yeah, it might take a little bit while longer before we reach the net sell side. That's what I would like to see. After we have reached the third standard deviation high, and seeing that price needs to retrace back down, we are seeing this old balanced price range be reacted to right now. I don't think it will hold. I just think it's just a matter of the markets right now, how they're consolidating like this, ugly price action, and reaching down to here would not be it either, because we're going to be changing structure in a couple of minutes by 11:30. Okay, so yeah, I'd like to see these get breached. If not, it's okay. All in all, we had this morning amazing price action dealing going upwards, meaning to that third standard deviation. So that'd be really cool to rewatch then. All in all, and I'll catch you in the next one and see if we'll reach down there eventually. Take care.